right, Oval fans, we're here to talk about when you think about it after doing research, it isn't technically a plot hole, but it's okay, I need Tyler to explain this kind of thing. Now, in the recent episode of The Oval from last week, I believe it was, Season 3, Episode 9, entitled Glove Up. And Barry and Sharon were in his bedroom. This was after Sharon had told Richard everything about the encounter with the president. And, Barry was trying to calm her down to get information about what happened. And after Sharon so casually said, you know what, I don't want to hug you. You still got the aroma of that girl you were kissing on earlier. I thought you were done with those Rakadouchi girls. Wait, what are you talking about? Mia, that girl named, the girl that you were kissing on when I walked up. I see her in the pharmacy. I see her in like the strip mall where the pharmacy is all the time. She looks different without the robe on and everything. So Barry, it kind of clicked in his mind that, dang. So this guy starts tearing apart his dresser, just pulling out the shelves or the drawers and, throwing clothes everywhere. The money's gone. The money's gone. And then in the upcoming episode, we know he's going to tell his parents about the fact that that girl that was up in the house took the money that was in his room that Ruth left behind. Now, there are a couple inconsistencies here. Now, first of all, shout out to Ruthless TV, which is another YouTube channel that goes in depth on all things Oval, Ruthless. I believe she's also talking about the game and sometimes, or at least considering, the prospect of adding sisters to her lineup. So make sure you check out Ruthless TV. I want to leave a link to her video in the comment section below. And there were a couple things that I forgot about even when I went back to research last night. Now, Miss Jody, who, it was brought up in her video about why Miss Jody didn't come out of the house when Sharon, Kareem, and Barry were going at it before Richard and Nancy came out to get him. But it was said in the episode that Miss Jody called about the commotion outside, and that's how Richard and Nancy knew about it. But we know that Barry plays Jameson Fields in the game, the reboot on Paramount Plus. Miss Jody's actress also portrays Miss Gladys, aka stripper named Cinnamon. And I did not know that was her. It was definitely the wig. I did not recognize her one bit. But thank you, Ruthless TV, for pointing that out. I did not know that. And I loved, what episode was she in? Episode 4? It was great. But regardless, we know, and I mentioned this before in my episode review for last week's Oval. When Barry went to meet with the Rakadouchi, because remember, Ruth was like, bring the money, I'll bring Callie. It was about $100,000. The amount of money has been highly inconsistent multiple times. For example, in Ruthless, she told Tally $100,000 at Barry's parents' house in a shoebox. In the Oval, we know the cops, after Tally's body, after Tally committed suicide, the cops came. They found all that money in Barry's bedroom with the bloody knife. We know the bloody knife was like in animal blood or whatever, and it was assumed that Barry was the one that killed Ruth and whatnot, and then it was discovered it wasn't Ruth's body, it was Niecy, and Barry got let go. But actually, here's the thing, it said it was $100,000 in Ruthless, and then Barry told Sharon, or Sharon said, where'd all that money come from? It was over $100,000, because think of it this way, a portion of the money was used to get Barry out of jail the first time. The police confiscated the money, but Barry said it was his money. I think Detective Jake was the one who was kind of, through word of mouth, telling him, if you say this is your money, you can use it to get out of here. So I don't know the exact amount, but I'm guessing maybe a few $1,000s, whatever. It was used to get Barry out of jail the first time. And then I forgot the other reason why he got arrested. Was it when he drove the truck through the pharmacy when Sharon and Kareem were, making out, about to have sex, and Barry saw it? He got arrested for that, I believe. And then he called Sharon to go to his bedroom to get money out of the box and then use that to bail him out of jail. So if the money was $100,000 total, then at least $5,000 or so, I don't know the exact amount, was utilized to get Barry out of jail. So even if Barry brought all the money to the meetup with the Rakadushi, then Ruth would be like, not all the money's here. And that's right, because some of it's been spent. But when Barry was actually putting the money in the shoebox, he was like taking up balled up newspaper magazine pages and like, wrapping them in like duct tape to weigh down the box. So he had a couple racks on top. He had some stacks of the real money on top, and then the bottom half of the box was just full of useless paper. In his pockets for his coat, he threw in a few stacks of money as well, but then he also took a few of those stacks and put them in his nightstand, not the dresser drawers, but the nightstand. So when Barry got abducted, I said in my review, I'm like, well, yeah, it makes sense. Like they took the money in the box, but then if they realized it wasn't all there, and Barry was brought back to his parents' house damn near naked on the table with the flowers and whatnot, pumped full of drugs, his clothes were obviously still at the cult, so the money he put in his pockets would have been taken. So did Ruth decide to send Mia there to go to the house to get whatever money was remaining? That seems a bit weird to me, because I mean, if it's only a few $1,000s, should it even matter? I don't know. It just seems like such a big gamble after Barry had already been released from the Rakadushis, their custody, if you will, on their property in the compound. And his father came to the compound, and Ruth came to visit them in the hospital to warn them not to come back, yet a Rakadushi infiltrator was sent to the house to steal the money. That really doesn't make a lot of sense. So I guess we can say that, no, Tyler Perry was not 100% wrong, but the way Barry acted, it seemed like, all the money, like every bit of the $100,000 was taken by this Mia, when in fact, if she was there to take money, it would have only been a few racks, the stacks that Barry stashed away. However, that still doesn't make sense, because we only saw Mia and Barry in the act of having sex when Nancy walked in, and then, Mia rushed to put on whatever clothing she can get before she kind of, rushed down the hallway in shame, and we didn't see her holding any money. We barely saw her with anything in her hands aside from maybe her shoes and, her dress or whatever. So I don't know when she could have taken the money, because they were both still awake. Did Barry go to the restroom and then she decided to look through the room? I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but I'm not going to be super hard on Tyler. Maybe in tomorrow night's episode they'll explain, but if Barry flat out says, all that, and, if Barry explains, and let's say Nancy or Richard says what happened, like, wait, all that $100,000 is gone, Barry, what happened? Then I want to be like, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to withhold my full judgment on whether or not Tyler Perry's consistency makes sense until the next episode. But I felt like it was important to address it right here, right now, before Tuesday night. So thanks so much for tuning in. As I said before, shout out to Ruthless TV. She did a great breakdown of this theory that dropped on December 10th, a few days ago. So yeah, make sure you help her channel out by, helping her get to the 10,000 mark. She's less than 800 people away from hitting that number. And like I said, she does some great content over there. But make sure you hit a thumbs up on this video to show you like it. Hit the bell icon to select all. That way you don't miss out when I post content on the channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description. And hit subscribe on this channel if you haven't done so already. And if you would like to donate $100,000 to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.